Premier HR is one of three interfaces that comprises a total solution suite. A total solution suite is made up of the Sage VIP Premier System, the Premier HR System, and ESS. Premier HR is used by HR personnel to keep electronic record of employee files. Information integrates between the three systems, therefore duplicate work is eliminated. For example, an employee moved to a new house and therefore he or she has a new address. In their company, they can make address changes on ESS. The employee loads the new address and saves it on ESS. Depending on the setup, the HR manager or payroll manager will be notified of the address change. They will then be able to approve the address and it will override the information on either the HR or payroll system. The information between these two systems then integrates during the night to be exactly the same. Payroll or financial information is kept in the Sage VIP Premier System and employee information in the Premier HR System. The following modules are available in Premier HR. Core modules include job management, employee management, company, and administration. These modules come standard with the Premier HR system. Additional modules that can be purchased are performance management, skills management, equity management, skills map, salary survey, and smart reporting. An employee cannot exist in the Premier HR system if they are not linked to a position. In job management, you set up the positions of the company to link the employees to. Job management is the core module and should be the first module trained on. We explain the total solution suite and how integrations work to clients. We also show them how to access the system and basic navigation in the system before we set up positions. Changing positions in a company and also between different companies are explained. We show them how to manage acting positions and how to maintain the existing positions. On positions, you also specify what qualifications, experience, and training is needed to be successful in the job. Lastly, we show them how to access the various job management reports. Premier HR Employee Management is one of the core modules, meaning that clients cannot buy the system without this module. When we look at the different sections that we will be covering in the training, the first one is an overview of Employee Management module. Here we will look at the type of information recorded on employee level, different types of employees in the Premier HR system. Basically, you get three types of employees in Premier HR. You get your normal employees. This is employees linked to positions. You get on hold employees. This is employees that is loaded on Premier payroll that has not been accepted in the Premier HR system. And then you get your terminated employees. So that's employees that has left the company. What we mean by looking at information that we load on an employee, if you add a new employee, you will add your contact information. So this is your telephone numbers, your addresses, the place that you work at. You will also add personal details and any other kinds of information, how the employee is paid, what is the medical details of the employee, and so forth. If they have passports, you will also go and load that. The next section, we will look at managing employee information, accessing employee information, and adding new employees in the Premier HR system. When you load a new employee, you will load all of this information that I've just showed to you, and we will also show the customers how to load employee photos. The third section we will look at is Employee Management Module Reports. This will include employee transaction reports, employee management reports, accessing reports, types of reports, generating reports, and exporting reports to Excel, PDF to the format that they need. Then we will look at the employee transaction management. This is basically what employee management is all about. We will access employee transactions, attach documents in the Premier HR system, set up automated email reminders, and again look at the employee transactions. As I've mentioned, transaction is basically what employee management is all about. There's quite a few transactions, accidents and fines that you can load on the employee. So if they drove with a vehicle and with a company vehicle and they made an accident or fine, you can go and load that transaction to the employee's record. Affiliations and memberships. If the employee belongs to any affiliations or memberships, maybe they belong to a professional board or they belong to a union, maybe you can go and load that on here as well. Then disciplinary and grievances. If the employee has a disciplinary case against him, you will load the details of the disciplinary case here, exactly what has happened, who was the people involved, and so on. Let me quickly just open that up. So this shows, for example, that the person was absent without leave. It was a first offense, and the manager is doing the disciplinary. The result was a written warning. She did not pitch up for work and she did not have a valid reason for that. And then you just write down the comments of the disciplinary. Then documents, you can attach any kind of documents to this. So this makes that the HR office is a paperless environment, as you can load all or any type of documents to an employee's record. Then experience, so the type of experience that the person has, that is things like you are a marketer for 3 years or something like that. Any family members that you want to add to the specific employee, you can go and add that. Then there's general. We normally say that this field is used for anything that the company wants to use. So maybe they want to use years of service awards that they give to the employees. They want to keep record of that, then they can go and load this on there. Then we also have a section for interviews. So this is your exit interviews or your initial interviews that you have at the company. You can load all of the details on there. Items issued is something that clients love. That is when you give them a laptop, for example, and you give them a printer or an access card. You can even load a contract of the employee on here. Medical history, any medicals that they need to go for. I know the mines need to go for medicals. Then you can go and add that. If they have an occupational injury or disease, you can load the details and it actually gives you a nice report at the end that you can submit to the Labor Department. Prior learning, if you get recognized for prior learning, maybe you don't have a degree but you have had years of experience, and that makes that you have gained that skills or knowledge, then you can get recognized for that. Qualifications, so you will go and load the employees' qualifications that they have obtained on their record. Then reminders that you can send out. You can send out any type of reminder and it will look like an email. So there's a subject of the email. You will type in your email for a reminder. Please remember to bring a copy of your CV. And you can specify what date it must go out, what is the reminder date, and the employee will actually get a email in their inbox telling them about that. Remuneration, this tab you don't necessarily load. That is just information that integrated, so there's record from the Premier system. Training, all the training that the employee has attended, you can go and load on them. And then vehicle, if they have a company car, then you can load the specific details of the vehicle, and you can even add a photo of that specific vehicle on there. And that's it. In the 5th and 6th section, we look at terminated employees, how to terminate them, and also succession management. With succession management, we have a look at the suitability gap report and the succession management report. Lastly, we will look at additional functionality to maintain the module. Here we look at the data import wizard to import data to complete all the fields in Premier HR, and also the document import wizard that allows you to import a whole bunch of documents at once. In the performance management training, we start off by explaining the different concepts, such as what is performance management? What is the difference between performance evaluation and performance management? What is a performance review and a competency evaluation? We then show how performance reviews are conducted in Premier HR before we set up the performance codes and importing codes into the system. After explaining how review results are calculated, we set up personal development plans for the employees that have underperformed. Free format reviews are then set up and completed. Free format reviews are reviews where employees have 360-degree reviews, for example, or if you would like to ask specific questions to employees. The training is then concluded by completing the reviews, printing performance reports, and lastly, by doing performance reviews in bulk. Report customization is a training that can easily be sold. Clients can go in and modify existing reports or create their own reports. Logos can be added to reports. You can change the report name and color. You can make changes so that reports are easily read, like making every even row a different color. You can really customize the reports to exactly the way you want them. And the clients don't need to spend money on consultation so that the consultant can do this. They can easily go and modify all of their own reports. In the employment equity training, we look at the theory of employment equity as well as what information must be completed on the system to generate the information on the EA2 and EA4 report to submit to the Department of Labor. Manual submission of employment equity reports must be completed by the first working day of October. Online submissions of employment equity reports must be done not later than 15 January. You need to submit 2 reports for the skills year. The annual training report reflects the number of employees who attended actual training for the previous skills year. The workplace skills plan reflects the number of employees for whom training has been planned for the forthcoming skills year. Both of these reports need to be submitted 30 April every year. Depending on the client's SETA, reporting periods are either from April to March or Jan to December. Skills information is pulled from the employee's training transactions. Therefore, a client must attend employee management before they attend skills management.